All right, folks, so we're going live. If you don't get to watch it now, you can watch it later. But taking an opportunity to just kind of give you guys an update. When I left you last, I was having trouble with the vehicle, and we got it fixed, and we were on our way to KBF National Championship, and that has come and gone and is over. But I wanted to give you a real quick update on some of what went on and kind of what's coming. So, a couple of things. Number one, we went all the way to Paris, Tennessee to fish the KBF National Championship, and it was quite an experience. This is my second year doing it, and the first year for my wife and son to also qualify and fish. The weather was crazy, and when I say crazy, I mean it was absolutely crazy. We got there, and it couldn't make up its mind whether it wanted to be windy or rainy, or we actually got snow one day. The water dropped in the lake about 6 feet within the first 2 days that we were there, literally from flats that were completely covered to flats that were completely exposed with, I would say, boulders, just sticking up all over the place. So that made it difficult for us. I'm going to go through a recap of what was caught and what wasn't caught, but let's just say this tournament was not very kind to us as a whole. So, hey, ASAP Fishing won. I'm doing great. Good to see you here. So we're just going to go through a recap. I'm going to put out some videos with some information that has to do with other than fishing. There'll be some fishing footage, but kind of the story behind the trip. There's going to be some cost analysis, kind of show you what we did for pre-fishing, how much it cost us to do some of these things, so you guys kind of have an idea of how much money you're going to lay out for gas, how much money you're going to lay out for housing. We've got some shout outs for some of the places that we went there that were interesting to us and provided great service, and in my opinion an excellent experience. And then there's going to be some shout outs for some of the vendors and stuff that I came across at it. And before we start that, just to throw out real quick, I'm now part of the Hoorag Pro staff. So if you don't know what Hoorag is, they provide outdoor apparel specifically for just about any kind of activity, and they have been kind enough to pass on a pro staff position, and I have some information for that. I'll put a link in the bottom so you guys can get in touch with them. But sun protection, wind protection. I'm actually going to be pre-fishing tomorrow, and there's supposed to be 17-mile-an-hour winds. So if you guys know, between the sun and wind, if you're out there on the lake, it has a tendency to just literally chap your lips and face and everything else. So go take a look at Hoorag for sure. They've got great hats, great buffs. I've worn other buffs before, and the quality is just really unbeatable. So shout out to Hoorag. Next thing is, I'm not sponsored by Fish Monkey, but Fish Monkey gloves. Guys, I've had these for a little while, but they are pretty much the cat's meow. They do the same thing. They provide an SPF 50 sunblock. They're excellent for reducing wind chap on your hands. If you run around in the bass boat or you're paddling the kayak, definitely it can chap your hands out, and you get that, rough skin. But the bottom line is these come in extremely handy. It also gives you a good grip on the paddle, and when it comes to handling fish, I don't mind having fish on my hands, but this actually gives you a better grip and gives you an opportunity to kind of hold on to that fish a little better. And if you're in any kind of tournament, when you go to put that fish on your ruler of choice, whether it be a hog trough or the new catch board or fish sticks, whichever one, this actually helps you hold it in place. And if you look, right there on the bottom you will see my line cutters ring. So in the spirit of the great USA, I have the Pro Staff USA buff, I have Team Realtree hat, and I have the Line Cutters USA themed ring that I carry with me. And this comes in handy when it comes to cutting your line, and it's not good for the intricate work, but man, when you're changing baits and you're tying leaders, that you can't hardly replace this. So anyway, shout out to some of the folks that were at the vendor section and that really have products that I'm interested in, and really had a good presentation. But Anchor Wizard. So if you can't see this, I'm going to put a link in the description. But these guys were at the KBF National Championship, Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship. And this is really a good product. It's a neat product. I have not purchased one yet. I plan to get one. But it is definitely well thought out and well built. So that gives you an opportunity to mount a tender, and I'm not going to go into all the description, but you can go to the website and see it. And it tins the line and your anchor, and it allows you to put that in multiple locations so that you're able to kind of finesse your position in the process of fishing, and without having to deal with it in the bottom of your kayak or the bottom of your boat. It really comes in handy. I like it. You can put it off the back of your boat or the front of your boat, or you can literally attach it to an anchor trolley and let it come off the front of your boat and then reposition it once that's done as well. But it allows you to retrieve it from a location close to where you're seated, so you don't have to worry about that, and you can lock it down and tie it off in the process. So shout out to them for sure. The next thing was really kind of a surprise to me. I'm not really a paddleboard kind of guy. I mean, if you think about it, paddleboards in general, I would say, are better suited for, let's say, average size people. And if you will, most of them are not girth guy approved. But this company was there, and they had a really neat product. And I didn't get to try it because we weren't near water, but it's huge. I mean, when I say huge, it's very ample in size, and it looks like it could handle me without any problems. It's highly portable, and this company is, if you can see this is for the outdoors. And they were there at KBF, and if you can't see that, I'm going to put a link in the description as well. And but here's the information for them. And they actually raffled off one of these, and it is a high quality material inflatable paddleboard that has a place to mount accessories and all other kinds of stuff to literally be able to fish out of. And it folds up into a small container, small enough to put in the back of your car, and literally just run off with it. And I saw the way they had the accessories and stuff. But go to their website and see if you can't get some additional information and videos and stuff on this. But if you have any interest at all in a highly portable fishing system, fun on the water type system that gives you an opportunity to get out and fish and explore on the water, this was very unique. And I was impressed, almost to the point where I would consider buying one. And the only reason I wouldn't buy one is, funds are not ever unlimited, and we have to pick what we're going to use. But I would definitely love the demo one, because I think this product is going to be a true superstar. And then just a real quick shout out to one of the places that we stopped in Kentucky Lake. If you guys are ever in that area and you're fishing or you're from that area, this place right here, I was very impressed with this place. It's one of many. I've got some other places that I'm going to call out in the full length videos and stuff that we put out, but Fast Eddys Bait and Tackle. Man, it was really cool to go into this place. They have a ton of gear and a ton of fishing lures, and they have a little bit of everything that you could possibly... My wife just walked in on my live broadcast, and she's sitting over here critiquing me, so that's a little distracting. But Fast Eddys Bait and Tackle in Benton, Kentucky, and of course we fished in Kentucky and Tennessee, and this place is really cool. So if you're in that area, they were friendly, they were, conversational, and they just really had everything you could need to fish that area. And they'll answer your questions for you. They've got some awesome rods and reels from G Loomis to Lew's, just about everything you could imagine. And I'm definitely going to go back there again. There's 2 or 3 places like this that I'm going to bring up. But if you get a chance, stop in there, check them out. I think you will enjoy it. And let me just say, we have a bunch of stuff from KBF that we're going to share with you guys, and some of the stuff that they did, because if you have any desire to compete competitively in bass fishing, kayak fishing is a way to do it, and a way to do it with a little less money. And when I say a little less money, it's really probably a lot of less money than in the bass boat scene. Glitter rocket or a little plastic boat. I've done them both, and I'm currently doing the little plastic boat and love it. And the wife and my son are able to compete in a level that is excellent. And but the organization that kind of allows that is KBF. So if you look at this logo, KBF, kayak bass fishing, and that product on the bottom is Torqeedo. So Torqeedo was the major sponsor of their tournaments, and I don't even know how to describe Torqeedo other than, if you have any desire to put an electric motor on a kayak, these guys do it better than anybody. It's an exceptional product. Innovative. I mean, the stuff that they're doing with it is just very impressive. I would have a hard time saying anything bad about what I've seen and how they are using it. But I would go over to them, and I'll put a link in the description also of their information, and you can go take a look. So finally, I'm doing some pre-fishing tomorrow, and it's kind of a different situation or scenario. I'm not able to go to the lake that I'm actually fishing for the tournament, but the lake that I'm going to is extremely similar. And when I say extremely similar, there's kind of a chain of lakes in Central Florida that all kind of have the same characteristics. And while they may have the same characteristics, no 2 lakes of them fish exactly the same. But my experience is that when you fish one of them, if you develop a pattern or are able to find a pattern on it, it resembles the other lake. So not being able to go to the lake that I'm actually fishing, I am taking the opportunity to pre-fish tomorrow a similar lake that is kind of in that chain. And we're going to see if we can't put together a little pattern. And then I'm going to try and possibly fish that lake later in the week before my tournament on Saturday. But if you're interested in fishing, if you'll go to TourneyX and just shout out to them, www.tourneyx.com. Those folks are running the entire internal system for these kayak tournaments and other tournaments as well. And we do catch, photograph, and release. And as far as I'm concerned, TourneyX is the #1 catch, photograph, and release app. It does it all. It does it well. And it just handled the largest kayak bass fishing tournament in the world. I mean, the largest one ever. over 752 anglers, and it pretty much went off without a hitch. So go to attorneyx.com. If you're interested in fishing this tournament on Saturday, come on, bring your friends, bring your family, get a boat, put some money in the pot, and let's rock and roll on this. Come fish with us. Maybe you can win plenty of prizes, plenty of opportunity, but it will be the Toho South Florida KBF Toho Tournament. You're able to go to TourneyX and sign up for that. It will be next Saturday, pretty much come rain or shine, unless something crazy happens for it to be canceled. I'll be going to pre-fish that tomorrow. There's 17-mile-an-hour winds, so I'll definitely be wearing my hoorag to keep the wind off my face. I'll be wearing my Team Realtree American flag hat. I'll be wearing my fish monkey gloves. I'm going to try and do a live while I'm out there. I'm actually going to be pre-fishing tomorrow out of a bass boat with a good buddy of mine. And that's Tom the Barber. So you guys may see him on video, but Tom the Barber and I are going fishing tomorrow, and we are going to pre-fish a little bit and see if we can't come up with a little bit of a pattern. So I'll try and do a live tomorrow just to kind of let you see what we're doing and give you some insight into the lures and stuff. Stay tuned as videos get posted with breakdowns on what we did in the KBF National Championship and some kind of financial breakdowns to kind of give you an idea of what kind of money is spent in that process. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, I appreciate everybody being here. I've almost made 300 subscribers. If you have not subscribed yet, I would appreciate you taking the opportunity to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell. I don't ask for any financial support, but you can support the channel and you can support us and stick around and see what's going on. Sometimes it's going to be a success. Sometimes it may be a fail, but you'll be there to witness it firsthand. And share this on social media. Share it with your friends. Tell them to come see. And, hey, there's some fat guy fishing. And sometimes he falls out of his boat. And sometimes he catches super huge fish. Anyway, see you later.